So, you know, I have struggled with being not a tiny person for years. For years. I mean, this is not anything new. My sister is this big, and my mother is this big, and I'm not. Okay? And so for me, you know, weight and exercise and all of that, I love to exercise, but I love to do it when I have time. I'm laying out, you know, I can go to the beach afterwards, I don't have to do anything, but that's not going to work. So in December, I had to get a grip, and I knew that I couldn't do this by myself. So I had to sign up with a trainer, and it's 3 times a week, period. And that is all. We don't do no discussions about it. We don't, you know, I don't kind of try to talk myself out. There's no talking out of it. I have an appointment and I must go. So how many people here have issues in their lives with which they need help? And how many people have sought the help they needed for those issues, particularly health issues? Okay, I'm glad to see the number of hands, but some of you are failing. Okay? Because what happens with certain types of things is that we believe that we can handle all this stuff by ourselves, and we cannot. That's a part of the I am mindset. It's all about me. And my program, the program I do with people is called It's All About Me Except When It Isn't. Okay? And when it isn't is very specific. So there are times when the people you love really do need you, and you must go. There are times when they really don't, but you feel guilty not going. And that's what you have to make a decision about. Okay? It's all about you, except when it isn't. All right, I want to move to another topic, and this is the second area that I work with women on. And this has to do with resource development. So, you know, in my line of work, I meet a lot of women, and I have treated a lot of women in my private practice over the years. And we have a way of thinking that we have all our resources together. So I want to know, how many people know who they would call if they got sick in the middle of the night? Are you sure? Okay. And I'm saying it this way because we are all members of clubs. We have, you know, my sister's in Delta, my friends, you know, we're in all of these programs. But who are your real friends? Who's your posse? Does everybody know in here who their posse is? Okay? The Divine Divas have a posse. They know that if any one of them called the other in the middle of the night, somebody would be there to be of assistance. And I'm sharing with you, the club membership alone is not the issue. It's the intimacy you have with people. It's knowing that you would do the same for them. And it's really looking at your resources differently. Don't think that because you are a member of whatever it is, that's your posse. Okay, so for me, it's critical that we all know the real deal about who our resources are and what we need to do about that. Next thing I want to talk about is your relationship with your medical expert. So, how many people feel very supported by their doctor when they go? Very good. All right. Is there anyone who doesn't feel supported? Would you identify why don't you feel supported? Excuse me? Why don't you feel supported?
My doctor deals mainly with an older group, so he's more concerned with their problems and mine.
So he has a problem understanding your stage of life. Is there anybody else? Yes. Tell me about it.
Well, I have a and my doctor feels that eventually she wants to be as pregnant, and I'm like, I don't really feel supported by my parents.
Okay. Is there anyone else? Okay, for those people who have not been supported, have you gone to another doctor? Say again? Who said it was simple to go to? Okay, tell me why you feel it's simple.
Because when someone says something to me that I feel different about, I want to see something else.
Well, I think that that is a very healthy perspective, and let me tell you how few of us have it. Okay? This is about us beginning to look at how to turn our lives in the direction we want them to go. So if you go to a doctor and you don't feel supported, excuse me, it is time for you to get another consultation. 5 words, whatever it is. How many people know specifically what a doctor is supposed to be talking to you about at your age or your stage? Okay. There are very few of us who know. And guess what? They are supposed to be asking specific questions of you, and you're supposed to know what they're supposed to be asking. And now my final question on that area. How many people write their questions before they go to the doctor? Okay, so if I could give you anything today, I'd like to share with you that before you should have a book, and before you go to the doctor, you should list your questions. Why is that? And why do you forget? Because you get in that room and you get anxious. Okay? And my perspective is that the more that we have captured, and I know everybody's doing this, and I say, do this, write it, I don't care how you do it, but before you go to the doctor, start writing down what your needs are. I want to tell you one experience that I had at a doctor. First of all, changing doctors is not easy. Because you go through this whole history again, they got to get to know you, etc., etc. I was going to a doctor and she started moving. So first she was in Riverdale, and she moved up higher. Next thing I knew, she was up in, she's up in Yonkers or somewhere. It takes over an hour to get there. We had to change doctors, but not only because of the distance, but because I said to her, I think that I have a particular issue. It was about gluten. And she, oh, no, you don't have any gluten problems, don't worry about it. And I said, nonetheless, I would like the test. Okay, and this is a grown-up lady. Nonetheless, please give me the test. So when I went back, oh my God, you are sensitive, okay? So what I'm saying to you is you know more than your doctor what you're feeling, okay? So it is important for you to engage your doctor around your concerns, all right? I'm not going to say that more. We've already talked about making sure that you write down the questions when you go. All right. Let's talk finally about planning. So, how many of you have planned out? You got your will. How many have their will? Ooh. Okay. How many have the financial plan? Okay. All right, ladies, here's what I'm going to tell you. I want to be here forever. I want to be here forever. But had I not had a plan in effect, there would have not been 2008. I had a choice. Okay? The money that I had put aside through all those years was the money that supported me in having a choice. And if I say anything else to everyone here, I can say to you, your mindset that you will be here forever may be working against you, okay? There are certain realities that we all have to deal with, and I don't want to end on we're leaving the earth. I want us to live bountifully. And if you don't, we're famous for not having wills. So, can anyone tell me why they don't want to have a will? Who's brave enough?
It's making you realize that there's an end. You know, it's final. It's final. If you don't think about it, it doesn't make sense. That's hard.
Okay. How many people want to make sure that their children and grandchildren are taken care of? I don't have to say anymore, do I? Okay. All right. I'm going to really end on a note because I think that we have, as I said, I stand between you and food, and I don't want to go on and on. I really, really would like you to consider, A, it's all about you, except when it isn't. B, find out who your posse is. C, make sure that you have a relationship with your doctor that works for who? With you. D, plan your estate. I don't do that work, but I'm sharing with you. No plan, and you're just flapping in the breeze. And you know what? You are giving over the control. You know, a lot of it in our communities is about control. We want to be in control. We don't want to give other people, blah, blah. You have to figure this out. Planning will set you free. Planning will set you free. All right? It's all about me. I want you all to embrace it. It's all about me except. Anybody have questions about what I've just talked about? No? Okay. All right. You want me to talk more? No. I have some free affirmation cards. How many people here use affirmations? Very good. I have some affirmation cards. I call them pocketbook affirmation cards. And you know what those are for? Those are for that time when you need that extra energy, when you need to be thinking about yourself. And they're outside and they're free for you. They're little, they're this size. They can go in your pocketbook. They can go wherever you want to put them. You pull them out and make sure that you think about it's all about me, except when it isn't. I'm done.
You can make it if you try. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it if you try. You can make it. You can make it. You can make it if you try. You can make it.